Hello again everyone, Bjorn here from Weeks & Macklin Real Estate in Nailsworth, and I just wanted to talk to you today about property development. As you can see, I'm not suited up today because I've been out on site meeting with developers and helping them organise planning and obviously consent for their developments and running through ideas with them, which made me think about giving this information to you. So what is property development? Basically it's taking something and turning it into more. Taking one property and turning it into two, one into three, and so on and so forth. So there's three things that you need to understand. Firstly and foremost, we need to do our research. We need to find out what suburbs we want to be located in. We want to find out what the council regulations are for those suburbs, and you always want to be in a location that's close to amenities. Areas which have schools, shopping centres and local amenities close by, public transport, train stations, bus stations, will always deliver a better return come resale because it's a place where people want to live. And we're going to be creating extra dwellings for people to live in areas that are popular. The second thing we need to do is our due diligence. This is basically where we research sales figures, we work out our building costs, we work out our subdivision costs, our holding costs. As a developer, you will have to pay GST, so you need to speak to an accountant about that. I can't give you advice on that. You will have to pay taxes, and you have to look at what your profits will be at the end of the day. Okay? Unless you can make yourself a minimum of a 20% profit after all of your outgoings, including your site acquisition, it's not worthwhile doing a development as a property developer. Thirdly, site acquisition. We need to accumulate the site which we are going to develop. So we have to purchase that property, of course. We have to lodge plans with council. We have to demolish the house that's existing, if there is one existing. We need to then subdivide that property through council. We then need to build, and then we resell those properties. So I can talk to you in depth in a face-to-face meeting about all of this, but I just want to give you a bit of an overview of what's involved. Now let's move on to types of development. So there's basically two. We have Torrens titled and community titled. Torrens titled is a freestanding property whereby no one else has access to your land besides the electricity trust for reading the electricity meter and the water company for accessing the water meter. Community title is where there may be common ground for a group of properties. We're talking units, we're talking townhouses, and they'll more than likely share a common driveway. So what types of developments have we got? Let's say this property here sits on 700 metres squared of land, and we know that the council rules for this particular area is that they want 300 square metres minimum with a 9 metre frontage. Let's say we've got a 20 metre frontage here, and it's got an existing house on it. So first thing we do, after we've lodged and got our approvals through council, is we'll demolish that house, which then leaves us with a vacant block. We'll then cut that in half. We now have two blocks of 350 square metres, and each of those now has a frontage of 10 metres each. Now, because this sits within council regulations for resale of land, because whether you sell land on its own or whether you need to build on it is very different, and I'll get into that face to face again. In this instance, we're over 300 square metres. We're going to use this example of Tea Tree Gully Council, for example, which has a requirement of 300 square metres with a minimum 9 metre frontage. So yes, we can do 10 metre frontages and we've got 350 square metres. We can actually sell them as land alone and just basically profit there. The other thing we could do, if we want to increase profits once again, is we could come along and we could build two homes on there and then we could resell those. So that's number one, that's a 1 into 2, all right? 1 becomes 2. Very straightforward. The second one which I want to talk to you is what we call a hammerhead allotment. So we may have an existing house, and let's say this normally requires a larger block. Let's say it's 800 square metres here. Let's say we've got a 24 metre frontage on this example. And the house is sitting here at the front. We've got all this unusable land. What we can actually do, provided we're within the rules of council, that may leave us with 450 square metres here, okay? And 350 square metres for the existing house. We could renovate this front house and then flip it on. And if we've got at least 5.5 metres here with most councils, some of them do allow less, we create a driveway and we build at the back here another property. House number 2. Okay, that's what we call a hammerhead. They're not the most popular, but they do enable you to keep an existing retaining house. The third one that we might have is a property which we might, big frontage here, we've got say 35 metres frontage. So we might be able to come along after we've removed the house as an example 1, and we might be able to create one allotment into 3 allotments. and then either sell 3 parcels of land or build and sell 3 houses on it. Community title development is when we have a large portion of land. Let's just say this is 100 metres deep here, and let's say it's 25 metres here. And we don't want to build just 2 on there of 2 properties. We want to build and maximise. So we might put a community title driveway in like so, and we might build 1 here. We might build 1 here. We might build 1 at the back. Another 1 here. And all of a sudden now we're able to build 5 properties by having this as the common area, which is called a community titled development. I hope that's information that's very useful for you guys. There's lots more into this, and I know this video is longer than usual, but it's needed to be because it's quite an in-depth subject. Over 50% of all business that I can't conduct is helping people develop property, and some of those investors I've made millions of dollars over the years, and some of them have done multiple projects with me. If you're looking for somebody that knows what they're talking about and you want the right advice, and also someone to assist you in acquiring the right sites, and then also helping you with the resales, please give me a call. Bjorn Kunzel, Weeks and Macklin Real Estate, 0404 164 447. Thanks guys.